Welcome back, college football fans. My goodness, it's been too long, hasn't it? 6 months ago, my boy Taron Rodriguez and yours truly, Larry B, called it a season. That was like our 8th freaking season of doing the show, or like our 7th or something like that. And well, we said goodbye. We will see you guys in August. Well, guess what? We literally see you now in August because 3 and Out College Edition is now on StreamYard, baby. Oh yeah! We are going to be doing the damn thing all season long, man. Are you excited? I hope everybody out there is excited because this show last year had so many freaking listeners and we were on Spreaker. Okay, so there's just something about college and high school football that even the NFL can't bring. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. It's what we do. And boy, I am so happy and ready for this. With that said, you guys, here we go. Let's get it and enjoy ourselves a great time today. We are getting in preseason mode. We got 2 weeks to go, guys, until actual football on the field. But I will say this, 2 weeks for that. But today we're talking about some of the biggest games in high school football coming our way this year. We are going to get into some top preseason rankings. Oh, we're going to have ourselves a ball. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in live to 3 and Out College Edition right here on iSports Radio, your directory for all. Welcome, college football fans. Well, here we go, guys. It's about that time, man. We are so excited, so ready for this. This show is so damn fun because we go deeper than the deepest. I don't even care. I don't care. I'll make all those claims on this show all I want to because it's the truth, man. This is your direct feed for all that is 3C2A. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. California's Junior College Association, moi, played in there. Okay, I can say the NJCAA. All right. We also have high school football. We have, nationally ranked awesome high school football. We, on top of that, have the NAIA. Oh, we go there. Oh, we go there. Oh, we went there. We came there. We went there, took a picture, and came back. Okay, I'm sorry. We did all that. Yes, Division III. Yes, Division II, the FCS, and of course, the FBS. You know, the place where everybody else just likes to hang out and talk about the same things over and over. Well, we get into the FBS too because it's fun. But yeah, we also get into the lower divisions where it is truly in my opinion, football, because some of those divisions don't even have freaking scholarships. All right, so yeah, Taron and I have ourselves some fun. And speaking of Taron, ladies and gentlemen, he is, of course, iSports Radio Hall of Famer. He, of course, is host of Set Point here on iSports Radio, talking all things volleyball. He is host of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show coming up later on today, talking all your SoCal sports. And he is co-host of this show right here, man. 3 and Out College Edition. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my boy, Taron Rodriguez. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, Larry B. It is good to be back doing 3 and Out College Edition with you. And I'm really excited to get into this season, especially since we are on StreamYard. This is our StreamYard debut. Let's get it.
Dude, I've been waiting for this for like months. Even Blue is. Blue's being crazy over here. Blue,
I was so about to say, is that Blue in the background?
Oh, yeah. She's on one right now. Check her out. She's just...
Check her out.
Check her out. She's a little puff back there. She sees the light. Oh, she's on one.
Dashed.
She's on
she
one.
She saw
right
the
now.
Camera and she's like...
She's on one. Hey, look at she's middle. Look at that. It's the Taron and Blue show, y'all. Look at that. Say something, Blue. Say something. Come on. Say something. Oh, yeah, she's on one. I'm telling you, she's on one right now. She's even excited, man. She's ready for some football. This little kitty right here should have played football. She's crazy. So, yeah. So, with that said, you guys, oh my gosh, we got a hell of a show, man. these shows are going to be so much fun. Yes, we'll be doing it at 7 because, well, sometimes an hour just doesn't happen. There's, well, as you can see, Blue's being crazy still. So yeah, sometimes guys, an hour just can't do it. We got so many things to get. We have 8 freaking different I don't know what you want to call them, colleges or divisions or whatever, to get through pretty much every week. So that's going to be fun. This week, of course, we're going to be sticking, high schoolish and everything. We're going to go over the top 25 rankings and everything. Next week, we're going to try to figure it out next week, mixing some things and trying to get things together, unfortunately, is to be kind of tough in the early season. So we'll see for next week for our show. But today, man, we got so much to get into. I'll tell you, man, it's so great being back, and we're going to have ourselves some fun today. So with that said, Taryn, let's get to a couple of deals real quick, man, because, we gotta pay the bills, man. Check out IE Sports Radio. Give us a follow on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, man. Check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe. We've actually got a crap load of subscribers because we've been on YouTube recently. So thank you for that. We appreciate you. Also, man, check us out everywhere. If you don't hear this, see this show like how it is now, and you just want a podcast, you're like, I don't really want to see you, Larry. You're ugly. Okay, that's okay. You can check out all of us right here on Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. Oh, yeah. Amazon Music /Audible. I don't know what the hell they call it nowadays, but it's something like that. Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and something that I need Adam Karnick to just freaking say for me every time. I'm just going to get a button that just says the Gio Savin or whatever the hell it's called. Anyway, we're on all of those things, all right? IESportsRadio.com is where you want to be. Updated website every day. We got our schedule on there for the day. We got our custom-made pages, kind of like this one right here. It's pretty cool. IESportsRadio.com /3-and-out college edition. Find a little bit more about us. Check out our shows there. The videos are posted there. These things are posted on there weekly. Oh, we have all kinds of fun there. And, of course, IESportsRadio /shop or IESportsRadio.com /shop, man. Check out, grab you a hat, grab you some merch, all that fun stuff. The sun is having fun with me right now, so I look a little weird, but whatever. Anyway, so we got all that good stuff, man. Check us out. Also, check out our Hall of Fame page. Both Taryn and I are a part of that now. Really excited for that. We have our blog, our forum. Join up, of course, be a part of that. Get our newsletter that I send out, Extra Points. I mean, we have a really, 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 really cool stuff here. Actually, the Extra Point. Sorry. Yeah, no, Taryn has his little deal over there. Extra Points was Set Point, not to be confused with. But we have ourselves a lot of fun on that website, man. So check us out. Show us some love there. And also give us a follow. Yeah, this show is kind of cool. We cover like everything, like we said, in the college and high school football world. So 3-and-out, okay? 3-and-out, all spelled out. IECE, okay? Kind of like the actual, the other 3-and-out, which is the NFL version. And that's 3-and-out, all spelled out, IESR. So, follow both of them. They're awesome. And, of course, you can follow my boy, Taryn Rodriguez at Taryn. I don't know why there's an extra A letter in there. Let me go ahead and fix that. I guess, I don't know, maybe I was tired last night putting this in. But anyway, there we go. Taryn Rodriguez. And the number 1, you can follow me about Larry B at the THE_LB53. With that said, guys, a quick word from our awesome sponsors, Planet Jerky, premium brisket beef jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. And of course, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Beautiful Wife and her awesome company. Custom-made seals for all of your gifts, letters, all the cool invitations you got and all that good stuff. Yeah, check her out, y'all. So with that said, we got a quick word from our sponsors. When we come back, we're jumping right into high school football, baby. That's right. You are listening to 3-and-out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Check her out. She's pretty awesome. That's right. Seal the Deal Wax Seals, man. You're going to love them. Super cool little deals there, man. Show some love. Hit her up, man. IESportsRadio.com/Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Give her a follow. Seal the Deal _wax seals on Instagram. There's all kinds of cool stuff, man. So she does a really good job. Show her some love. Thank you to our sponsors, of course. Once again, Planet Jerky, premium brisket beef jerky. Awesome stuff. While supplies last, get your order in. Head on over to planetjerky.net, of course. Get your order. Head on over to Instagram. Give them a follow at Planet Jerky. And, tell them you heard this ad here on the radio station on iSports Radio, and you get a free bag jerky while supplies last. Smaller bag, but hey, it's free stuff. iSports Radio, jerky, sports, it just goes together. It just does. So, with that said, Taryn, let's get to it, man. First deal of the day, man. High school football. Taryn, I mean, nothing like it, right? Always a fun deal, man. High school, obviously, I loved it. I played, it was so much fun playing that game back then. And with it comes so many cool things. The national spotlight is just crazy, man, because we have ourselves some really cool stuff to get into today. Of course, Taryn, we are talking about some of the biggest matchups this year. So I'm going to head on over to maxpreps.com and show you guys a little something, man, because, well, we got some cool stuff, man. We really do. Some top 25 action here. Really cool article we got. Taking a look at it, Taryn. So let's go ahead and roll over there. And here we go, man. So this right here, of course, high school football top 10 games of 2024. Okay. And it is written by Zach Poff. So thank you very much, good sir. Give him a follow there on X, Zach_Poff_MP. Show him some love. All right. So with that said, Taryn, here we go, man. We got all kinds of cool stuff here. This is neat. The 2024 high school football season is loaded with some huge games. Obviously, we have number 1 Mater Dei this year taking on good old Bishop Gorman. Oh, that's going to be great. Last year, the national champs, man. Whoops, let me get that off there, my bad. The national champs, man, Bishop Gorman. Obviously, last year, some people felt they got snubbed. Some people felt that Mater Dei got snubbed. Some people thought that Chaminade Madonna really got snubbed. Obviously, is what it is. No changing it. But Bishop Gorman, obviously, ending off the year as a top dog. Okay, the Gales. And, well, now Mater Dei is put at number 1 now. Back in the preseason rankings. They'll be facing Bishop Gorman in the Santa Ana Stadium, close to you over there, Taryn, on September 6th. Oh, should be fun. So it says here, if they're still both undefeated, well, we're going to have our 14th time since 2000 that number 1 will be taking on number 2, which is pretty cool, man. So this is neat. Some cool facts here. The last one came in 2022. Obviously, Taryn, you and I were, we were doing the show, of course, during this time. When St. John Bosco actually beat Mater Dei. I remember that one, 24-22 in the Southern Second Division 1 championship game. That was when Bosco won their last national championship. And that was the 6th time number 2 took down number 1 since 2000. So pretty cool. And then, of course, this wouldn't be the first time Mater Dei and Bishop Gorman met up as top 2 teams. These guys right here, it was pretty cool, man. They actually went head-to-head in, let's see, where did it say? They went head-to-head recently. Well, back in 2017, JT Daniels and Brew McCoy, they led the Southern California school to a 35-21 win in 2017, snapping Bishop Gorman's 55-game win streak. So pretty cool, man. All kinds of things here. We have here Bishop Gorman taking on let's see here. Well, Mater Dei involved. This was another one where this happened, where they face off. But Taryn, we got Bishop Gorman going on, another big game there in Mater Dei. We also have Centennial, Corona Centennial, the football factory over here in the Inland Empire in Corona, California. That's going to be pretty cool, man. We also have Bishop Gorman taking on number 11, St. Thomas Aquinas, Chaminade Madonna, and St. John Bosco. That's pretty cool. Some Texas teams, man. Duncanville right here going head-to-head with DeSoto, man. It says here, this is the only matchup that includes two teams from the Lone Star State. So pretty cool. Let's see how these guys head up. Duncanville, this is 29-1 over the last 2 years. That's amazing. With the only loss coming to DeSoto last season, 49-35. So some cool stuff here, Taryn. But I'll take a look. I'll go ahead and let these rest right here, starting from 10 and up. Taryn, number one thing, what do you think of some of those matchups? And obviously, what do you think of some of these matchups on the screen right here?
Yeah, I think one of the top matchups to watch for is definitely St. John Bosco and Chaminade Madonna. I actually interviewed Jason Negro at a passing link tournament, and that's the big game that they're looking at. Game number 1 against Chaminade Madonna. It's at Chaminade Madonna, so it's going to be a whole different environment for the Braves. And obviously St. John Bosco wants a little redemption after unfortunately falling to Mater Dei last year in the CIF Southern Section Finals. Mater Dei, now that I mentioned them, they actually have a new head coach, Raul Lara, whose previous stops include Long Beach Poly, St. Anthony of Long Beach, Warren, just a lot of amazing stops for Raul Lara. He's a definite great hire, and nothing against Frank McManus. He obviously did his thing, but I think Raul Lara just exudes positivity. When I interviewed him, he was just all positive. He had nothing but great things to say, and he's a down-to-earth guy. So I think Mater Dei is going to be in great hands with Raul Lara, and I look forward to seeing what Mater Dei and St. John Bosco have in store. And then you can't sleep on Corona Centennial. Centennial, I got to interview their head coach, Matt Logan. I even kind of referenced you calling them the football factory in a question. Husan Longstreet is a very good quarterback. He definitely has great accuracy and whatnot. And you have to remember, if Centennial almost beat St. John Bosco, unfortunately, the Braves were able to eke out a win. And unfortunately, they had one last stop when Centennial recovered the onside kick late in the fourth quarter. So I think Centennial is going to be a sneaky good team in that southern section. Everyone thinks it's going to be Bosco and Mater Dei, but don't sleep on Centen.
That's for dang sure, man. And I love it. You got to that passing link. How was it, man? Really, really cool passing link. Some of the bigger schools, of course, in SoCal, man. How was it? What did you like? What did you see? What did you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed seeing a lot of these athletes and meeting the coaches and whatnot, because I rarely get to see some of these coaches. And you also don't sleep on Mission Viejo as well. Mission Viejo is kind of a sneaky good team. Yes, passing league is just passing league, but I think the Diablos can really be an under-the-radar team in the CIF Southern section. But a lot of these players, man, they are so athletic. And these quarterbacks, they prove that they are like 4 or 5-star quarterbacks, and they've got a bunch of offers and whatnot. And meeting these coaches is just amazing. And I had to reference 3 and Out College Edition. Obviously, I was there on my own terms, but I had to tell them that I was with 3 and Out College Edition. And I also got to meet, I forget his name, but he's also on Mission Viejo's coaching staff. I think it's Omar Brown. He, a former Atlanta Falcons player. He's on the coaching staff of Mission Viejo. And I think that was pretty darn cool, if you ask me. So I think covering these passing leagues tournament, you learn a lot from a lot of these teams and coaches and players and whatnot.
That's pretty cool, dude. And I think it's pretty neat you went to those. And like I said, that's pretty cool. You saw some of these. I mean, some of these guys are going to be in the league one day, man. Maybe only a few of them, because it's a very, very, very hard road to climb or hard road to travel, but it could totally happen, man. So, we're going to see, obviously, JT Daniels, kaboom, you know what I mean? Guy's a freaking star, and he's going to do his thing. You have, obviously, my gosh, I mean, even though I know he had a rough season last year, Bryce Young, guy played at Mater Dei. You have, like I said, JT Daniels played right here in the Inland Empire. Of course, San Bernardino played for Cajon High School, a huge, huge, huge high school. Inland Empire. Also, you had another one. I mean, Zachariah Brown out of Bishop Gorman. He's at USC, just getting it. You know what I mean? So anyway, Taryn, we have all these awesome things, man. But yeah, taking a look at some of these games, man. Obviously, number 10, they have ranked here on Max Preps. Number 11, St. Thomas Aquinas taking on Chaminade Madonna. Oh, that should be a fun freaking game. Chaminade Madonna. Like I said, last year, guys, it was the weirdest thing. Chaminade Madonna took on a lot of ranked opponents. So did Bishop Gorman. However, Bishop Gorman only plays like 12 games. They have their regular season. I guess you call it the quote unquote preseason, or the tune-up games or whatever, the games that you play before you play your league. So they played a couple of big schools. So they played like Corona Centennial and Long Beach Poly. But Taryn, after that was really it. You know, I mean, obviously they played some big schools in Nevada, but that was it. Their playoff was really small, and that was it. Mater Dei would go on and to have a great season, but their only loss would come to St. John Bosco in the regular season. St. John Bosco would actually defeat, Mater Dei would defeat St. John Bosco, of course, the championship game last year in the Southern section, and then go on to win the state title, defeating Tom Brady's high school, Sarah, up north, okay, in Northern California. But the only loss came from St. John Bosco. And at the time, St. John Bosco was like number 3. So some people were like, wait a minute, how did Bishop Gorman leapfrog them? And even crazier than that, Kahuku had a big deal with that. Kahuku was like number 9 last year. Mater Dei slammed Kahuku last year. And then the week right after that, St. John Bosco absolutely Kahuku didn't destroy them, but they beat St. John Bosco, and that was a big upset. So, I mean, just looking at like, you know, who's who, and it's kind of like how Marcus says on his, you know, on gloves off, man, styles make fights. Sometimes just a certain style will be a certain style, no matter who this team beats. You know what I mean? So it was pretty cool, Taryn. You know, it was pretty crazy seeing that. But yeah, regardless, Bishop Gorman came out on top. Everyone just felt like, well, I guess Max Preps felt that, you know, Bishop Gorman was the champ. Chaminade Madonna played actually a lot more, I think, ranked schools around the country and everything. Regardless, though, they finished number 2. Mater Dei ended up finishing number 3 last year. It was crazy, you know what I mean? Just because that one loss to St. John Bosco. So anyway, so Chaminade Madonna, man, should be a great game here. The IMG Academy, obviously a big time school, currently number 3 right now, taking on Burton Catholic, of course, out of Ordell, New Jersey. It should be a great game there. Number 8 is number 14, St. Francis Academy. They had kind of a slippery year last year, Taryn. They kind of fell off a little bit, poor Panthers, but they will be taking on Duncanville, man, coming up, number 7, Duncanville, this year. Also, we have Corona Centennial taking on Mater Dei. Oh, and that's in a couple of weeks, Taryn. That should be a great game, but boy, I guess even as great as Corona Centennial is, Mater Dei is like you said before, like a small college, man. I mean, they're a hell of a team. So you have that IMG Academy taking on, that's going to be a fun one, St. Francis Academy. That should be another good one. They have here St. John Bosco taking on Chaminade Madonna, another great matchup there. Bishop Gorman taking on St. Thomas Aquinas. Duncanville taking on DeSoto. That's going to be fun. And obviously St. John Bosco taking on Mater Dei. That's the big one. Could be number 1 versus number 2. And then we have, depending on who's doing what at that time, but Bishop Gorman obviously taking on Mater Dei. That's the big one. So, Taryn, I mean, which one of these games are you, if you had to pick one game where you think it would align to be a really, really good one on this top 10, who are you taking?
I'd have to pick Mater Dei and Bishop Gorman because previous head coach Frank McMahon said, we want Bishop Gorman. And I think all of the Mater Dei players that are returning, they are definitely hungry to play Bishop Gorman and prove who's the true number 1. And interestingly enough, Max Preps had Bishop Gorman as the consensus number 1 or the outright number 1. But High School Football of America, that's a website, yes, they actually had Mater Dei as the national champion. So there were 2 national champions on 2 different websites. So depending on your outlook, it all depends on which one is potato. So I think this one's kind of the rubber match to see who truly wants it more. And, oh, man, I wish I wasn't busy that day. Otherwise, I'd totally go down to the Santa Ana Stadium and go cover that match. I think there's going to be some fireworks there. So I'm really excited for that matchup. You also can't go wrong with Centennial Mater Dei. And something else I got a note of for Mater Dei is that they're actually only going to play 9 games as opposed to 10 games. They just could not find one final game. They tried everybody. I feel that they tried to schedule anybody, but unfortunately, no one. Unfortunately, they could not get that 10th game, so they're gonna have a double bye, which is unfortunate. But hey, maybe that could benefit them in the long run, just because that would help them heal in case they have some players dinged up and whatnot. So I think Mater Dei should still be fine, even though they are playing a 9-game schedule. And the reason why is because Raul Lara got hired late in the offseason. I think he got hired in like June or April. And unfortunately, they just were scrambling to try to find opponents and whatnot. Because I feel high school schedules in terms of football are released in like February, maybe March and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that late hire kind of put Mater Dei behind the 8 ball in terms of like scheduling other opponents. So I think for Mater Dei, they should still be fine. They've got a load of talent, which we'll be getting into momentarily.
Well, I'll tell you, Taryn, I mean, yeah, looking at these games, dude, it's just, there's just so much here. I mean, just, it's crazy, too, the 9-game season. I mean, Taryn, what the hell, right? A 9-game season. Like, that just goes to show you, like, I feel like it's Friday with Debo. Who else wants some of Debo? You know what I mean? Like, that's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's Mater Dei, or like, I feel like Mater Dei is going to eventually turn into like, I always reference Troy because I love that, one of my favorite movies. But remember when when Achilles goes to the gates of Troy to call out Hector? I feel like that's going to be Mater Dei pretty soon, calling out some of the top teams. Hector! Like, you know what I mean? Like, fight me! Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, dude, because Mater Dei, like, nobody wants it, dude. Like, Mater Dei's there. People can talk their crap and say, oh, well, what do they're whatever, they're a private school. They get it. Dude, look, do I believe that the private schools should do their own thing? Yes. Because it's really sad when you see, even in the open division, and this is in other states too, it's really sad when you see Mater Dei, get to the freaking semifinal, and you see Bishop Gorman, you see St. John Bosco make it to the semifinal, and they play like Los Alamitos and Mission Viejo, and their semifinal games for the best teams in Southern California in the open division, and the final score is like 45 to like 10 Mater Dei. And the other score is like 37-3 Bishop Gorman. Bishop. Why keep on saying Bishop Gorman? Sorry. I have Bishop Gorman on the brain right now. That's why St. John Bosco. And obviously, you know damn well that they're both going to play in the, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, dude. Some of these privates, the Trinity League is crazy. But even in the Trinity League, man, I still feel like Mater Dei and Bishop Gorman, like it's just, you know what I mean? It's always those games. So anyway, it's all right. We're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, man, we are going to jump on into some of the high school, because some of you guys can look at these games and go, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. But who comes from there? Oh, we're going to find out. Taryn and I put in some time last weekend to make a little chart here of some of the best players around the country that are now committed to some schools. Oh, we're going to look at that coming up. You are listening to 3 and Out College. Let's try it again. You are listening to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all that sports. Be right back after this.
Hey sports fans, do you like wine? Well, we've got the show for you. This is Let's Wine About Sports, a show where we talk about wine and sports simultaneously. From the classic Cabernet Sauvignon all the way down to the grapes that you've never even heard of before. Oh yeah, we cover it all. And we'll talk about a little bit of sports as well. Football, hockey, collegiate, women's sports, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to whine about it all. So join me Monday at 8 p.m. on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
up, everybody? This is Taryn Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunder Spikes? Then I have the show for you. Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Oh, we're back at it, y'all. Oh, yeah. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. This drop belongs to this guy right here, okay? Because if you want the latest in volleyball, he's got you, man. This guy, speaking of high school, this guy is everywhere. Amazing guests from high school coaches in the hotbed of volleyball, high school volleyball, if you will. And really the hotbed of just all volleyball, honestly, in Southern California, in Orange County over there. So great stuff, man. Appreciate you, brother, once again, man. We're enjoying ourselves today, getting on in to some high school football today, man. Like I said, we'll get into some college in just a little bit. But, Taryn, we have here a pretty cool little deal we put together last week, man. And obviously, this is all courtesy of ESPN.com, but we just don't want to get sued, so we kind of copied everything, just kind of put it over here. Obviously, this is from ESPN.com. But, Taryn, this is pretty cool, man. We have our little thing we put here, okay? We have our little, what do you call it? I don't know. What is this, Taryn? A Google Doc or a sheet?
Yeah, Google Sheets.
Spreadsheets. Yeah. So, Taryn, just in case people are wondering, okay, well, these are really cool high schools you guys talk about. But who actually comes from these things? Well, we are here to tell you. Okay, so let's take a quick look, Taryn. So these are last year's Nevada's top 10 recruits. These guys are all going to these schools this year. Okay, so taking a look, we're going to go because Bishop Gorman won it all last year. They are the top 10. We're going to look at Nevada first. So, Taryn, we look at here some of these. I mean, look at these guys, man, here on the screen. Crazy, right? Elijah Lofton, he's a tight end, and really, really cool player, man. This guy is so versatile. 6'3", 240 pounds, the 4-star athlete here he's going to Miami. Of course, maybe he'll be the reason why the U will be back one day, Taryn. We'll stop making a joke about it. We don't know. We had to get it somewhere in the show today, man. So
yes.
Xander, I think it's Rigoroli. He's a big boy, man. 6'7", 290 freaking pounds. It's like that kid from Duncanville last year, that big giant tackle. I mean, yeah, man. 4-star going to Nebraska. So honestly, Taryn, we take a look here at some of these players, man. Greg Burrell. We have Audric Harris, Devon Rice. I mean, Taryn, so looking at the top 10 here that went, of course, to these schools, man. These great schools over here. UNLV, Taryn, it's kind of crazy. Kale on Sin City Sports is actually talking about this last week, that he's really happy that Bishop Gorman is kind of feeding into UNLV now. Because look at these, some of these kids are going to UNLV, and UNLV is not like a push around no more. UNLV can actually play some football now. They're not just like this little peon opponent, cupcake opponent. So, Taryn, looking at this top 10 right here from Nevada. Okay, obviously we'll get into Florida and California right now, but what do you think, man? I mean, you look at some of these guys, and who are you really looking for to make a difference on some of these teams?
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to pretty much everybody and what they could do, just because I think that Bishop Gorman, that's a very good point. Bishop Gorman can feed right into UNLV. The players don't have to leave home. Now, I don't know how – well, actually, no. UNLV plays most of their games at Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play. But I think that's pretty darn cool that Bishop Gorman can feed into UNLV and whatnot, just because the players don't have to think about leaving home and whatnot. And I think it's pretty awesome. And yes, that number one recruit going to Miami, that's a big get for Miami. I think for him, he's definitely going to help out Miami. And this is one of the reasons why Miami, I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, Miami actually has some expectations this year in the ACC, but that's going to be for another week. So I think those are some very darn good recruits right there. And especially since most of these schools, they're not the biggest schools. They're not like the Texas or the Michigan or the Oregon and whatnot, or the Ohio States. But I think these schools getting these players are definitely going to be big time right there. And getting those big time players are definitely going to help out your team.
That's for sure, Taryn. I mean, obviously we see here, man, Blue's back. She's chilling over here now. She's gonna lay down. Yeah, man. Big ups to Ralph Khalees and our boy T5, man. The chat room. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. But yeah, Taryn, we got some great recruits here, man. You're right. Who knows? You may be back. They keep on recruiting some players from Bishop Gorman. But obviously, I love the feeder system into UNLV. I love this. How you got some Bishop Gorman dudes going on over there. Obviously now you don't see them here. Obviously, these are Liberty and Desert Pines, two big, also some big high schools here in
Las Vegas Academy too.
In Las Vegas Academy, that's right. But you also see some great schools here producing some talent, and they're going right into UNLV. But there were some, that are going to UNLV that I did see from Bishop Gorman. So pretty cool, man. I like that. Recruiting local talent. And, Kale talked about that on his show, once again, Sin City Sports on Tuesday evenings. Catch him there. But yeah, man. So taking a look here, going into Florida now, because once again, number 2 last year was Chaminade Madonna. Look at this, man. You want to talk, crazy 5 stars here, man. There's 4 of them, man, that I went on. Obviously, the IMG Academy, one of the best high schools in the country. Yeah, it makes sense, right? Ellis Robinson, this dude is heading on over to Georgia. Yeah, makes sense. 6'1", 180 pounder. He's a corner. Great size there for a corner. And this dude is going to do some great things over there, I'm sure, man. Chaminade Madonna. Well, one of the reasons why their offense was so dang good last year is Jeremiah Smith. This guy went off, man. 6'3", 200 pounds, man. 5-star crew head on over to the Ohio State. Another one, man. David Stone, big boy, man. 6'4", 280-pound defensive lineman, man. He is headed on over to Oklahoma to the Sooners. And LJ McCrae, this dude's another beast, man, out of Mainland. Okay, Mainland High School, Daytona Beach, defensive end. 6'7", Taryn. What are they feeding that boy, man? 265-pounder, another 5-star heading over to Florida. Chomp to play for the Gators. Crazy, right, Taryn? We've seen Central a couple years ago, Miami. They produced some great players. Armando Blunt, I believe, is a defensive end heading over to Miami. There you go. Chaminade Madonna producing another one, the Trader. He's headed over there. So, Taryn, there's some great players here for sure heading on over. Looking at this Florida, I'm actually really, really excited to see what Ellis Robinson's going to do in Georgia, man. I think this guy can probably compete for a spot once he gets there. He was so good last year.
Yeah, and Georgia really specializes in defense. Contrary to popular belief, I know they had the dud game against Alabama in the SEC championship game, but they really pride themselves with defense, and landing that big corner is big right there. And Miami getting a couple of big-time players as well. In Florida State, you see a recruit up there. And you mentioned one player from Florida as well. Actually, there are 3 players from Miami. My apologies. But that's big right there. Just goes to show that players do want to stay home and they don't want to go out to the big school, go out and about. And it would basically be perfect because then their folks can see them play, whereas they have to travel maybe 1,000, 2,000, maybe even 3,000 plus miles across the country to see them. So I think it's big right there for Miami. And again, this is the reason why they have expectations, because they're getting big time players.
No, you're right, Taryn. It's true. Proximity to home is a real thing. It's funny because, obviously I've been playing college football like crazy. Great video game. But I'll tell you, Taryn, it's true. Proximity to home is so important. I'm an idiot. I turned down a great opportunity out of state in Colorado playing for Adams State, and I ended up staying home playing D3 ball. You know what I mean? Maybe things would have been better for me at D2 level. You know what I mean? But I just... Once again, being home, it really can, not saying, I was scared, not saying a lot of players are scared to leave or whatever, but sometimes it's true. You just want to be home. You want to be closer to home, so it's true. It's kind of cool when you see that. Some players staying in the, in their realm. Man, our boy Marcus, those great. Appreciation for tuning in, brother. Thank you so much. T5 up in here, man. Miami with the best players money can buy. That's cold-blooded, man. Well, that's, they haven't done anything over there. I'm just kidding. Okay, so they're not gonna stop playing with Miami, man. If you've been listening to this show on Springer the last 7 years, Taryn and I have been playing around. We always have fun with it, and just because, Taryn, I have a very, very serious question for you, man. This is one of those questions. Oh yeah, we need a serious face for this one, Taryn. We need a serious face. This is a very, very, very serious question that I really hope you can answer truthfully, Taryn. So, Taryn, for the first time this season, is Miami back?
They can be this season because the ACC is down, but until then, not quite. They can be back in NCAA 25.
If you buy college football and play it, Miami can definitely be back. But the real Miami, well, they're not quite back. Taryn and I have been playing with that for so long because, well, it was a couple of years ago, Taryn, where Miami won a couple of huge games and everyone started freaking out and said, oh, Miami's back. The U is back. The U is back. So we just couldn't help ourselves. And when they lost some games, we kept on saying, and it's
Georgia
just
Tech.
a running joke. What was that?
I said Georgia Tech.
That's right. That was hilarious. Yeah, so I'm sorry. We can't help. We have some other jokes on here, too. We talk about Trine University sometimes, Division III. Let you guys in on that little fun fact there, little funny joke. Trine play, I forgot, this was 2021, I think, Taryn, maybe around there.
Yeah, it was again. It was actually 2019, and they beat Hope 52-0, and they received a vote. Yeah, I think it was either Hope that received a vote or Trine that received a vote.
Well, Trine got beat down, right? They're the ones who lost.
Yeah, sorry. Trine got beat down 52-0, and they still received a vote in the top 25. And someone on D3.com said, why is Trine receiving a vote? Facepalm emoji, yeah?
And somebody put underneath that, man, somebody knows somebody.
Somebody's got a friend.
Someone's got a
buddy.
Someone has a friend over there. So yeah, so you're gonna have our little inside jokes all season long, especially when those two teams play. So anyway, Taryn, take a look at these other schools, man. There's these other recruits, obviously top 25 in California and Texas. Taryn, this is pretty cool, man. You know, we got some other beastie players, man. Carlsbad. This is a dude that we talked about last year. We actually got into Carlsbad last year. You know, Carlsbad is, my gosh, actually, we're talking maybe, my gosh, I have to look at it. I don't know. I don't want to give you the wrong information, but yeah, man, Carlsbad is really only from here 29 miles. So it's really not that far south from me, you know, here in Inland Empire. That's down in North County of San Diego. And yeah, man, this dude right here was a monster. And check it out, dude. He was even crazier. Julian Sayin. Do you know what he's saying, Taryn? You know what he's saying? Anyway, this dude, 6'2", 190-pounder. Dude, get this. Remember, he was a quarterback and a defensive lineman.
I've seen that before, though.
Crazy, right? I mean, dude knows how to put his hand on the dirt and go after, you know, face off with the big boys and go after the quarterback. And he also knows how to be the quarterback himself. This is pretty sweet. So, yeah, man. So this dude, man, top recruit in California last year for damn sure. 5-star, the only 5-star it seems. Okay, at least from what I saw here on the internet. But 6'2", 290 pounds, head off, obviously over to the Ohio State. Don't know where they're going to put him yet, but that's a pretty cool freaking, you know, duo right there, those two positions he plays. Obviously, modern day, Taryn, I mean, you can see here the dominance of modern day. All right, look at this. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, man. Just heading over there, all 4 stars. But yeah, man, the likes of Aiden Breland, Brandon Baker, Nathan Frazier, and Xavier Brown, all of them are heading on to big schools, man. Baker heading to Texas, looks like. Oh, I'm sorry. No, Breland heading to Oregon. We have Baker heading to good old Texas. Frazier headed to Georgia, and Alabama is the new home of Xavier Brown. I mean, really cool seeing these guys here. Los Alamitos, a team that you've covered before as well. Tied in, man, 6'5", 235-pounder, heading on over to Oklahoma. That's a great pickup there, man. This kid right here, I think, is going to do great things. Devin Mitchell, another great pickup there. Jay Sarah produced some talent. As you can see here, another one, man. Vilamu Asa. Outside linebacker out of St. John Bosco, heading to Notre Dame. So, I mean, really cool, man. We even see Sierra Canyon and Calabasas in there with Jordan and Butler, both heading to USC. Let's go in Texas. Taryn, I mean, Cali is always packed with high school football talent, man. But this right here, this is pretty cool, man. I'm really excited to see all these kids, man.
Yeah, an interesting fact about Devon Mitchell, he actually was supposed to be a senior this year, but he reclassified and graduated early. So now he's going to be part of Oklahoma's really stacked team. And Devon Mitchell's a tank. He can also play defense as well, but I think he's going to specialize in playing tight end. He definitely is a beast of a player, and I think that Marcus
isn't wrong. I'm just saying.
Devon Mitchell's going to do some special things. Oklahoma is really reaching out to the California pipeline when it comes to their recruits. They've got some pretty darn good up-and-coming players that will be joining their team. Also, something to note is Jaden O'Neal, who's only a junior at Narbonne. He's committed to Oklahoma. But yeah, we're seeing some good recruits. One actually being from Serra of Gardena, not Junipero Serra. So yeah, it's Serra of Gardena, not J Serra, which is in San Juan Capistrano. But I digress on that. Just a clarification, just so we're not getting anything mixed up.
Yeah, you gotta love all the names.
Yeah, it's all good. And also another fun fact about Devon Mitchell, he came from Duncanville, and then he transferred over to Los Alamitos. I don't know why. I don't want to get into that, but Devon Mitchell is going to do great things for Oklahoma.
That's for dang sure, man. Really cool little tidbits of information there. But yeah, man, it's awesome seeing these kids, head on over to these schools. Obviously in Texas, speaking of Duncanville, we got a couple of Duncanville kids here. Man, I mean, obviously we're going from 1 through 4 here, starting with Nevada because of Bishop Gorman winning. So we went to Florida because of Shaman Amadana. Mater Dei finished 3rd, so we're going to go here with that. And then obviously Duncanville finishing 4th last year. We're going with Texas here with some top 10 recruits. But yeah, Taryn, also here, man, Georgia is another dog, man. 5-star recruits, lots of 5 stars coming out of Texas here. Justin Williams, man, linebacker coming out of Oak Ridge. Pretty solid athlete there, man. 5-star, 6'2", 205. Great size for a high schooler going into college, man. Another quarterback D-tackle deal here, man. DJ Lagway out of Willis, Texas, man. 6'3", 225, man. This guy's pretty awesome. He's on his way to Florida. So, I mean, you see some stuff here, man. Duncanville obviously producing Colin Simmons, 6'3", 225 pounds. He is a defensive end heading in over to Texas. He's going to stay local. Kind of like Taryn said, all those kids should be Trojans for SoCal. They should be. But some of them, I don't know, recruiting or something happened. But regardless, lots of big players here, of course. You see lots of different Texas schools here. Texas produces some monster athletes for sure, man. So, yeah, any thoughts here on these Texas players, Darren?
Yeah, it looks like Georgia landed another big defensive player, and they need all the defensive help they can get, and they specialize mainly in defense. And hopefully, for their sake, they don't have another blunder like they did in the SEC championship game. But Texas A&M, Texas Tech, getting some top recruits right there, some 5-star players right there. That's good. That's good. And like I mentioned, Georgia's got a couple of top 10 players to help shore up their defense. Texas has 3 players in that top 10. So I think it's pretty awesome to see those players. And Oklahoma, like I said, they're reaching out nationally, even though Oklahoma's not too far away from Texas. But Oklahoma is really sinking their claws into the national pipeline in terms of these top recruits. So don't be surprised if Oklahoma can land some big time recruits. They definitely have a lot going for them, even though Lincoln Riley departed.
Yeah, Taryn, I mean, dude, Oklahoma's going to be pretty good. They're getting some damn good talent, man, heading on over to Sooner country over there. But yeah, Taryn, so looking at some of that, man, and obviously we got also from ESPN.com some junior college recruits, man. We're taking a close look here, a quick look at the top 10 from last year from courtesy of MaxPreps.com. Okay, once again, this was last top 10 from last year. Washington, of course, Massillon, or however you say that. I feel horrible for saying that, but of course, out of Ohio. I mean, it's really cool, man. You see some of these schools here finishing in the order they did. St. Thomas Aquinas, they were number 9. Duncanville was number 8. St. Joseph's Prep, a monster school out of Philadelphia. Cash and Chris, we talking about them actually this year. We have here St. John Bosco, of course, finishing 6th. Then DeSoto out of Texas in 5th. Academy finished 4th. Mater Dei finished in 3rd. Shaman Amadana finished in 2nd. And obviously the national champions last year were Bishop Gorman. So, Taryn, also just kind of, segueing a little bit into junior college, man. This was pretty cool last year, too. I thought this was neat that ESPN had this, courtesy of ESPN.com. The junior college recruits, obviously, and I played in JUCO as well. And this is a mashup. By the way, guys, in case you didn't know, California has like 1 million junior colleges, and the rest of the country doesn't have a ton. It's kind of crazy. I think junior colleges, there's more in California, I think, than there is in the entire country, maybe. I don't know, or maybe it's like close in numbers. But, of course, they decided years ago, let's just make our own thing. So the 3C2A, I got the honor to play in the 3C2A for Riverside Community College years ago, and I'm very proud of that's right. I don't guarantee I'm going to toot that horn all year, man. That's right, man. I'm very proud of my 2023 National Championship Riverside Community College. Let's go, Coach Kraft. Yeah, man. So it was an honor to play for that guy. But yeah, Taryn, you have here the mashup here. Some of these schools are 3C2A, and some of them are NJCAA, which is the rest of the country. But actually, Taryn, all of these, but one actually is, wow, that's crazy, NJCAA. So looking here, Taryn, Sione, this guy right here, man, Lulea, I don't want to butcher his name, poor guy, man. I didn't want to mess him up like that. But he, of course, coming from San Mateo, a team that played against RCC last year in the national championship, coming up short in Riverside. Great game for Riverside, man, winning that one 24-21 last year in December. But Taryn, look at this, man. This dude, 4-star recruit. He's heading on over as a junior transfer to Oregon. That is a major pickup at corner. Also, coming from there, Jair Smith, another corner heading on over to Cal. There's a couple different schools. This guy actually, Antonio Alfano, he had a ton of schools. I just didn't put all of them here, but he's still kind of looking at coming from Lackawanna. Garden City produced Demas. He's got a couple schools still looking at Kent State, Nebraska, Toledo. So, I mean, looking at some of these schools, Taryn, what are you thinking, man? I mean, who do you think? I mean, look at this. Iowa Western, we have a national champion here. They, of course, won the national championship last year. This guy right here, Kamari Copeland, defensive tackle, 6'2", 280. He's heading over to Virginia Tech. Hutchinson, man. Daniel Brown. This is the team that lost to, if I'm not mistaken, Iowa Western last year. 6 foot, 230 pounds, 4-star heading over to Illinois. So, Darren, what do you think, man, about some of these guys here?
It just goes to show that junior colleges are growing all across the world. It's not just the 3C2A, but the NJCAA in their two respective divisions as well. So I think that more kids are going to start to go to junior colleges, and I think it's going to be a big trending thing. And College of San Mateo is definitely a big pipeline for Northern California players, and soon RCC will be following in their footsteps. And then I think you also got San Francisco City College, or College of San Francisco, up there. That's Aaron Rodgers' alma mater. And then you've also got Fullerton College, which has a big pipeline and whatnot. So, and Golden West is also pretty underrated as well. So I think for these junior colleges, I think it's great that they're producing some big time players playing at some big time schools. And soon we'll be seeing a 5-star JUCO athlete, and it'll prove that junior college is not all of a bad thing. And as you once said, it's cheap, it's affordable, and you benefit from it.
And you get a chance to grow. I mean, I was somebody who went under the radar. I was not recruited out of high school. I went to my JUCO, man, balled out, and ended up at a university. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it happens, man, sometimes. But if you're the 5-star kid coming out of high school, by all means, take it. But sometimes, man, you have that. You have the bounce backs that come from junior college that, well, they go to their university and something happens, or, whatever. I mean, JUCO is a great thing, man. I'm just really happy that, it's a thing. So, and looking at RCC's website here, I'm not going to go over there, but I just want to mention a couple guys, man. Jordan Barton last year, dude lit it up at quarterback. Him and Matthew Eskridge, man, they're going to Sacramento State from RCC. Also, Kijaya Hollowayne, he's going to Temple. Nathaniel Wallace Dilling, he is headed over to UConn. Gabe Panawowski, he is a kicker. He was a kicker last year, kicked the game-winning field goal for RCC to win that thing, the national championship. He's headed to Idaho State. Dante Bowers is going to Morehouse College, great school there. Pinay Masiva, he's headed to Northeastern State. We have Narion Espandran, I think. He will be headed, looks like his brother plays there. He'll be headed to Roosevelt University. Xavier Ogorji will be headed to Benedict College. There's a couple of those. We got to figure out which one of those it is. Javier Sandoval will be going to Redlands. Hey, Terrence Sayak. He'll be staying here in Southern California playing some D3 ball. And Marquis Moorer will be going to, looks like he'll be going with another Tiger brother who's already there. I think Jason Mitchell Jr. at Graceland University. So, Taryn, you can see, man, these national championship Tigers, they are getting it. And I love it, man. Taryn, look, man, Marcus Lowe's great, has a close connection to this show. He's always listened to this thing, man. And I love what he says here. My son went to JUCO, then NAIA, then Division II. See what I mean? Like, the transfer is real, man, and that's the truth. Look at this. Your road is your road, and it's the truth, man. Marcus Lowe's great spitting some facts here because it's the truth, man. Your road is your road. You don't always – I like that before, man, because see, Marcus even said before, like, he loved the NAIA because – and it's the truth. Not everyone can be Division I, man. Not everyone can do it. You know, Taryn, I'm sorry, but – you know, I'm 5'9", 260 pounds on a good day. You know, you obviously, Taryn, it's cool, man. Taryn had called a couple of my games. Okay, when I was playing semi-pro for the Southern California Warriors. And obviously, Taryn, you see the size of the guys that I was playing against. Okay, and I was a nose guard. Okay, but you also see me handle. Yeah, you know what I mean? And get in there, do the sack thing, have some fun, not tooting the horn. I'm just saying, though, yes, sometimes schools just overlook you because they think because you're small, you can't get it done for your position. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, man. I mean, dudes can ball, you can ball. Regardless, where you end up is where you end up. And be grateful and thankful for playing college football. I am very grateful for playing where I played. I'm very grateful for playing at a university, at a junior college, winning lots of games. And I'm very grateful for playing semi-pro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm grateful that I got to play football for a long time. And I still may have one more season in me. So regardless, at the end of the day, man, it's all about, your road is your road. And it's the truth, man, because not everybody can be D1. So, Taryn, with that said, we're going to take ourselves one more quick break. I know we got to be off, man. Taryn's got to head to work in a few minutes. So we're going to take ourselves one more quick break. When we get back, one more little deal here, and we are done and off to next week. You were listening to 3 and Out, College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
It's IE Sports Radio. It is your direct feed for all that is sports. It is Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris every Tuesday night right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris is the most comprehensive view on Philadelphia sports exclusively right here on IE Sports Radio. You know what it is, your direct feed for all that is sports. Tuesday night, IE Sports Radio, Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris.
What's up, Pittsburgh? This is Ralph DeLeese, the host of the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Are you that passionate diehard Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, or just a Pittsburgh sports fan? Then please join me on the Injury Report every Tuesday on IE Sports Radio, the direct feed for all that is sports, and I will update you on all that's black and gold. Have you telling your Pittsburgh fans and friends what's up with Pittsburgh sports. Tune in Tuesday with me, Ralph Calise, the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go!
I'm sorry. I just rock out to this song. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. It's just time. Ralph Calise picked a damn good track. I love that royalty free track right there. But with that said, we're in our final segment of the show. It's going to be a short one, but just a quick little announcement for next week, guys. We are going to be going on next week. If obviously Taryn couldn't get the day for work, he's be working during this time next week. So we are going to have to change up the show time. Maybe it could be a Friday evening. We'll see. Maybe it could be Saturday later on in the evening. We'll find out. We will get the show done for sure. But this week, obviously, we talked a lot of high school, a little bit of junior college in there. But we are going to for sure get in next week to NAIA Division III, Division II, FCS and FBS. Once again, a little preseason view. We just knew we couldn't do it all in one show. That show would be like 3 hours long. So we're going to cut it into two. So high school and junior college more today, and then next week we got more for you. But really quick, guys, before we get out of here, we're going to take a look here. Is it these top 25s, man? We're going to go ahead and go to our Twitter account because you should too. Nice plug there. Anyway, so head on over to our Twitter account, guys. Once again, 3 and Out, all spelled out, CEIE. Taryn, we're taking a quick look here at the top 10, top 25 for a lot of these schools. Here we go. We're just going to go over like the top, whatever we can in our first tweet, that is, from when we tweeted out earlier this week. But Taryn, obviously here in high school, modern day Bishop Gorman, IMG Academy, St. John Bosco, DeSoto, Duncanville, Milton, and Chaminade, the top 8 there. Taryn, do you feel those are correctly ranked? I think Max Prep doesn't get it wrong, man. They do not get it wrong. I love their rankings. To me, I feel this is a very accurate, and obviously we tagged our shows that are dedicated to this region's next one. But Taryn, how you feeling about that, man? How you feeling about that order?
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Maybe Chaminade could be a little higher. Maybe Duncanville could be in top 5. But I think for the top 4, it sounds about right. I think Chaminade has a lot to prove in their home match and the home opener or season opener, probably, if not Bosco season opener, against St. John Bosco. I think it's going to be a big test for the Braves. And Duncanville, I think they've got a lot to prove as well, just because they definitely have the talent, and they're definitely in that echelon of top 10 for sure, but top 5 most likely, unless they have a really bad game and they just fall off.
No, that's for dang sure, Taryn. I think it was a pretty accurate. You're right. Maybe Chaminade could have been a little bit higher, but regardless, big ups and thank you to Max Preps. Give them a follow, guys, at Max Preps. You're not going to want to miss it. They have some great stuff up there, some cool videos. There's the rest of the country right here. You'll see moving up, but we don't got that kind of time right now. So with that said, D3, Taryn, D3. Oh, man, here's that top 8. Dude, courtesy, this is of Division3Football.com, where I got this preseason for the top 25. North Central, dude. Cortland won last year. Cortland SUNY won last year, and they defeated North Central. Well, is it disrespect? Just like Mater Dei? Is it disrespect to Bishop Gorman that they're number 2 and Mater Dei is number 1? Is it disrespect to Cortland that they're number 2 and North Central, the team they beat last year, was number 1? I don't know, but you have North Central, of course, Illinois, on number 1. You have Cortland at number 2, last year's national champion. They were first-time champions ever in Division III. Wisconsin and Whitewater. Hey, look at that. Number 3. Obviously, they're always around and up there. Wartburg, number 4, out of, I believe, Iowa. Mount Union. Hey, we know Mount Union pretty dang good. Out of Ohio, we have Wisconsin Lacrosse, Alma, and Johns Hopkins. Taryn, what are you thinking about that top 8?
Yeah, that top 8, it's rather fascinating. North Central, definitely a top 10, definitely deserving of the number 1. Cortland's up there. You also got Wartburg as well. I think those teams are going to be beating each other up, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing that top 8 just shuffle around every so often.
Oh, we will. I'm looking forward to this year, man. I want to see Cortland do a back-to-back. That'd be cool, but you know how hard that is in D3, man. D2, I got this from the Lindy Sports. Really cool website there. This is their preseason rankings. Harding last year from Arkansas, they freaking ran away with it, literally ran away. They have like this crazy hardcore triple-double, super crazy I formation veer option kind of thing that they do. I don't even wishbone. I don't know. It's an awesome offense. But yeah, man, Harding, number one national champions. Then you have Central Missouri, Pittsburgh State, Ferris State. Well, they won it all a couple of years ago. Valdosta State, they won it all a couple of years ago. Colorado School of Mines made it 2 years in a row to the national championship. Didn't win either of them. Ouch. Will it be their year this year? And Grand Valley State, that's the top 7. Taryn, what do you think about that top 7 there from Lindy's Sports D2?
Yeah, it's another interesting top 7. I think Harding, Central Missouri, Ferris State, that's going to be a team that's up there as well. I think those teams are definitely going to be beating one another up, and I'm predicting the top 7s, we're going to have a new number 1 at least maybe 5 times this season. That might be the over-under, 5.5 times.
D2 jumps around a lot. I love it. Speaking of
responsibly.
Right? All right, well, I have it, I guess, a different order here, but NJCAA right now, this is just from the postseason of last year, the top 15. But we'll look at the top 9 here from this tweet. But yeah, Taryn, we have Iowa Western, East Mississippi, obviously Iowa Western, the Reavers winning it all last year, East Mississippi. Then you have Hutchinson, Copia, Lincoln, Kilgore, Dodge City, Iowa Central, Mississippi Gulf Coast, Snow, and Trinity. Those are the top 10 there. How you feeling about that? I think that's actually pretty accurate, honestly.
Yeah, it is. That is probably the most accurate of the bunch. And I think that those schools are going to be up there as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a new champion or a repeat champion.
Yeah, Iowa Western, man, they've already done the double, so they can do if they can win again this year, man, they will win a 3-peat. That's amazing. Taking a look here at the 3C2A, this is from last postseason, obviously the postseason, but Taryn, East Riverside up top, San Mateo, they finished 2, American River, Mount Sac, of course, Mount San Antonio College, Fullerton, Ventura, San Francisco, City College, San Francisco, and then Butte. Obviously, like I said, these are the postseason from last year, but these, just like the last one we looked at right now, the NJCAAs are also postseason because I don't know if the new ones are up yet. However, I think that both of those should be similar to what these look like now. They have to be.
Yeah, and I think RCC is going to be the consensus number 1. San Mateo is also going to be up there. You've also got American River, and Mount Sac is definitely a school that is kind of flying under the radar. They're definitely flying with talent and whatnot. And Fullerton, obviously, they're back on their feet after some hard times. So I think that the 3C2A is definitely alive and thriving. And RCC is obviously the team to beat, but they have a target on their back. But I imagine it comes with that pressure of being one of the top cats in the 3C2A.
I like that. I saw what you did there, Jared. So a couple more minutes here, taking a look here at, let's see, where do we end up next? So the NAIA here is the top 8. I think this is also from last year. Oh, actually, no, this is the preseason rankings from College Football Now. NAIA Northwestern, well, last year they actually didn't win it all. It was Kaiser. Kaiser won their first national championship ever. They find themselves at number 3. Northwestern, they won a couple of years ago. They are from Iowa, and they look at them. They're number 1 now. Grandview, another team, the Vikings, they were also, they have not won a national championship, if I'm not thinking, recently, but they're number 2. Kaiser, obviously, the defending national champions, number 3. You have Georgetown out of Kentucky, Marion out of Indiana, Indiana Wesleyan, Bethel out of Tennessee, and Montana Western, which is a really good school, by the way. I think this is actually pretty accurate. I would put Kaiser at number 1, and then Northwestern at 2, and then Grandview at 3. But honestly, I feel like besides that, this is actually pretty accurate.
Yeah, I think Kaiser, being the reigning champs, they deserve to be number 1 until they lose that game. I know, obviously, graduation happens and whatnot, or roster changes happen, but still give them the number 1 title just because they are the national champs and whatnot. So, but I definitely think that Grandview is right behind them. Northwestern of Iowa is right behind them. Georgetown of Kentucky, they're going to be up there. Marion of Indiana, that's another team that's up there. So I think we're in for another fun season in the NAIA.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure, man. And yeah, I was looking forward to all this cool stuff, man. NAIA is going to be a lot of fun this year. And yeah, hats off to Kaiser, man. The Seahawks getting it done last year, first ever national championship And then, of course, we get into the others, the FCS and the FBS. So we'll get a little quick talk on this, nothing too much. But, Darren, this top 10 here from the FCS football, this is where I got it from, looking at the top 10 right now. Obviously, South Dakota State, the Jacks, they deserve to be number one. They won it all last year, national championship, defeat North Dakota State, their arch nemesis, their rivals, who won everything basically the last, decade and a half, really. So South Dakota State, number one. North Dakota State, number 2. Montana and Montana State, 3 and 4. I love that both Montana and Montana State are great. And honestly, I love FCS because that whole part of the country, South Dakotas, Montana, and all that, it's kind of funny because nothing else and no other, except for Montana, College Montana, of course, in the NAIA, this is a cool part of the country because it covers a part of the country that there really isn't like great football and anything else. You know what I mean? So now we have great football here in these parts of the U.S. So I love it, man. But yeah, so Villanova, we have South Dakota, Villanova, Idaho, Sacramento State, Chattanooga, and Southern Illinois. To me, this is spot on.
Yes, obviously the Dakota States are 1 and 2. The Montana States are also deserving of the top 4. South Dakota, lots of these Midwest schools are looking really good. And then you also have Villanova. I'm very surprised that they're in the top 10. It just goes to show that they're not just a basketball school and they're starting to evolve into a football school as well. So a lot of good notables in that top 10.
That's for sure, man. And then obviously the big one, right? The big dogs. You have the top 25, the preseason rankings, courtesy of ESPN.com. So was the FCS one, courtesy of ESPN.com. But take a look at this top 10. Darren, Georgia, obviously, right? Why wouldn't they be number 1? Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Alabama at number 5, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Michigan, Penn State, and Florida State. Is Michigan extremely disrespected in this or no?
That's a very good question. I feel that they got hit hard in terms of graduation in the NFL draft. Obviously, Jim Harbaugh went to the Chargers, and he also took pretty much his whole coaching staff with him as well. So I think for Michigan, it's going to be a rather rebuilding-like year, but they're still a dangerous team, especially since the playoff format has been expanded. But I just feel that there's going to be a lot of growing pains post-Jim Harbaugh era.
Yeah, and that's a tough one, man. But honestly, I feel like that's a pretty accurate top 10. It's just Michigan should have been a little bit higher. But once again, I get it. It's preseason for this year, and I don't know. But Darren, here we go, man. First one in the books. Dude, that was fun. I am so freaking happy we got to do that show today. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool that we were able to do it. I'm excited that we're back in action.
Oh, you and me both, brother.
3 and Out College Edition is back, baby. We are so back.
We are so back and we are ready, man. This has been a great show, and thank you guys for tuning in today. Tons of you tuning in. We thank you so much. We had ourselves a ball. Thank you guys for being a part of this thing. Today, like I said, we got a lot of high school in there, lots of recruiting kind of action. We also got ourselves some junior college in there, and we kind of sprinkled in at the end some of those top schools in those top rankings. Next week, we got to find a day, obviously, and then we'll be back on the 24th on our regular time, which is the day college football starts, which is going to be awesome. Kickoff. But we have some high school stuff kicking off before that. Taryn will get into that, obviously, next week. We will get into that, and we will also be getting on in which will be pretty fun, man. We're going to be getting on in to some of those big high school games and all that coming up. But next week, be ready, guys. We are going to get on in to the rest of everything else, not just the little sprinkle on top. We're going to be getting into all the different players and teams to watch out for, all that fun stuff for the other divisions. So be ready for that. Taryn, this has been fun, brother. Any last thoughts for our listeners today?
No, not necessarily, except, again, 3 and Out College Edition is so back, and we are so ready to bring it to you. Here we go.
Here we go, y'all. Let's get it. Follow us at 3 and Out ICE on good old Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Good IE Sports Radio. Follow all down here. All your social media platforms. Follow us on YouTube. If you miss us, catch us all these places, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all those places. iSportsRadio.com is where you want to be. Check out our personal page, iSportsRadio.com/3 and Out College Edition. Check out our shop, follow us here. Follow my boy Darren Rodriguez at Darren Rodriguez1. You can follow me over there be at the TXE_LB53. And shout out to our sponsors, Planet Jerky, Premium Brisket, Planet Jerky, and Seal the Deal Wax Seals. We will see you all next week. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless.